Hello everyone. Thank you for joining this tutorial Master in Kotlin. This is useful for who wants to become an Android application developer or backend development using Kotlin. This and compromise journey from we're gonna start complete beginner to confident Kotlin developer ready to build professional applications and launch your career. Let's begin. Hi, myself I'm Prasanna Kumar. I'm working as a technical lead in one of the reputation companies. I have a good amount of experience in Android and backend development using Kotlin. My course mission is this course is focusing on both developing both Android and backend applications using Kotlin. You will gain practical hands-on experience, build a real-time applications, mastering programming fundamental, extend beyond just a one language. That means if you learn one programming language, that can be useful. If you that can be useful to learn any programming language. That's a fundamentally I'm going to teach here. What you will achieve in this? You're gonna achieve programming confident, become a confident using Kotlin and programming concept that applies across the languages and platform. You're gonna build a real-time application, create a production-ready and Android backend application from scratch using the Kotlin. Career ready. You are planning to looking for the Android application development, start your career at backend development roles, or launch your freelancing with the career with confidence. Yes, this is the best course for you. And also what my aim is, after each and every session I will provide you what are the interview questions, what are the takeaway from this course, from the session, each and every session. Course requirements: this course is welcomes absolutely beginners, whether you have never written a single line of the code or you are switching from another language. We'll find a clear explanation and practical examples every step of on the way, right? And you no need any experience, you don't need any prior experience on the programming development. I will teach you everything from the ground up, but you have basic requirements if you are using any operating system, but you must have the 4 GB RAM, right? Thus, and the fundamentals, I will start with like set up the Kotlin. What is a Kotlin? What is the history of the Kotlin? How how JVM works with using Kotlin. Set up the development environment, and we're gonna start with the hello world program, understanding what is a function, what is a variable, everything there, and then we'll start Kotlin basics. What are the data types? What is the variables? What is the difference between where and where? What are the operators? How we can perform the arithmetic operations using this? What are the standard way of taking input and generate output? Right? Type converts. How to convert the integer to long, long to integer, and expressions, so on so. Building logic, control flow, and data structure. This is very key, important for every programming language. I will teach you like what is if and else conditions, what is when to use the when expressions, right? What is the loops? What are the types of loops available? What is the use of the break and continue in the loop and the high repetition, right? Control flow, learn direct your programming logic, conditional statement, loops, and control expressions. I will teach you how to debug each and every like for loop. The debugging is very important. The concept here, right? You're gonna become a master all those things. And also, we're gonna start the arrays and strings. Arrays are very important in the data structure. How you organize the data effective manner. How to retrieve the data. How to insert the data in arrays. How to delete the data in arrays. How you can reverse the arrays in data in like strings, how we can manipulate the data, like you want to how we can append, how we can reverse the data, right? Those are the essential skills you should know as a part of programming skills. It not only the Kotlin, it is a common for everywhere. Once you learned it, that concept remains any programming language same. And main important things is how we can define the functions, what are the collections, right? Functions, I'm going to teach you what are the standard way of define the functions. What is the recursion function, what are the lambda functions, what are the higher order functions? These are very common functions in every programming language. Once you learned it, that can be implemented in any programming language. That's I'm going to teach you. And also what are the collections, what are the effective way of managing the data, right? Uh, Using the array list, as map, trace it, asset. Those are like immutable collections. What are the mutable collections? How we can day-to-day life, what when to pick the right data structure when you're writing the program. I will teach you there. And main important of the whoops concept, right? What are the classes? What are the object? Constructors, right? Let's say your person is a class. What are the properties it has? What are the method? What is the behavior he has? What are the methods we can create for that person? How we can create object for that? What are the ways you can create the constructors, right? Next is inheritance. What are the types of inheritance available? One, what is interface? What is abstraction? What are the modifiers available? When to use which modifier? These are the very essential things you should know as a programmer. What is encapsulation? What, how we can create the data classes, or what are the sealed classes? How different from the data classes the sealed classes? Next is the extension functions. This is a very interesting concept in the only available in the Kotlin, that we already have the function. How we can extend that function for the next level to write your own logic on that, right? Next is exception handling. In the real world also we face many exceptions, right? We're gonna solve that problem. How we, any errors occur, how we gonna solve that? The same way in Kotlin also we'll get many errors, right? How we can handle those exceptions in the proper manner, by using the try catch block and multiple exceptions. Next, there are advanced features introduced by the Kotlin. You must know that, right? In the Java and all, very difficult to handle the null pointer exceptions. We have to take care a lot of code, bill-operated code we have to write. But in the Kotlin, that makes very simplified, right? We're gonna see how we can handle the null pointer exception with system of smart casting way of things. Java interoperability. This is very important concept, right? How Kotlin designed, Kotlin runs on the JVM, right? That means you're gonna use the Java code sometimes, since a lot of existing before 2017, a lot of code written in the Java, either Android and backend. You may have to call the Kotlin in Java, Java in Kotlin, vice versa. We're gonna see how we can do that. There are some advanced topics and those we should know as a programming developer. Annotations, how we can create the annotations, how we can make the reflections, what are the operator overloading, how we can do that, comparator and triple and pair. And also there are some scope functions, apply, with, run, let function, when to use when to use a scope function, what are the use cases. These are the like major components, major concept you're gonna covered in this Kotlin tutorial program. Yes, are you ready? By end of this course, you will have solid fundamental in Kotlin, confident to build the professional Android backend application. I am pretty much sure I'm gonna teach you each and every session what is the takeaway from that session, and also I can provide you interview questions on each session. Let's start your development journey. Thank you for watching this. See you in the next session.